Welcome to video 3 of my Sun Salutation series, and in this video we're going to be looking at downward dog, Adho, mukha, svansana. So let's get on to our mat. So let's go on to all fours. So we're in tabletop position. And I'm sure that you've heard of downward dog. If you've practiced any kind of yoga, you will definitely have come you will have come across a downward dog position. So let's just get into it so that we can feel it. So tuck your toes, you're in tabletop, and you're going to send your hips up and back on a diagonal. Now your knees may be slightly bent and your heels may be off the floor. That's absolutely fine. Or you can have your legs straight. It's up to you. It's whatever your body's capable of. We're all different. So our downward dogs are all going to look different. And I just want you to think about taking the weight into your legs rather than keeping the weight in your hands. If you take your weight slightly forward into your arms, you're going to get tired very quickly. So think about just shifting most of the weight into your legs, whether they're bent or straight. And we're just going to stay here. I want you to think of when we did that lovely swan dive before in the sun salutation sequence. This is what you're aiming for in your back as well. You want to have as straight a spine as possible. So no bumps or lumps. We're straight, really aiming down to your mat, pushing down to your mat. Again, just breathe here. Weight into your legs. Relax your neck. You should be able to dangle your head. Everything's relaxed. And drop your knees down. And let's sit back on our heels. And just rotate those wrists. It can put a little bit of strain on your wrists staying in the pose for too long, but the more we do it, the stronger they'll get. So it's all good. So we've discussed the legs. So the heels can be off the ground, the legs can be slightly bent, but you're just thinking about sending your hips back up on the diagonal, high into the sky. And I now want you to think about your arms. So as your arms are on the floor, I want you to think of rotating them forward. I'm completely over exaggerating here, but I think you can see what I mean. It's like you're trying to push your biceps forward. And your hands are flat into the ground, and you're really thinking about putting pressure on this part of your hand whenever you're in a downward dog. So you're not cupping too much. You're really nice and stable on your hands. So let's see if we can remember all those things we've just discussed. So we're tucking our toes, we're sending our hips back and up, our weight's mostly in our legs, our knees can be bent if they need to be, our head's completely relaxed, and we're spinning. Now it's much harder to spin those biceps forward in this position, so they might not move at all, but it's the thought that counts. It's always the thought that counts with yoga. And you're pushing those all 5 forefingers and thumb into the floor. And we're scooping that belly. You can even get that lovely scooping feeling of the belly going. Just relax, have a good couple of deep breaths here. Try and breathe through your nostrils. Send those hips backing up, backing up, backing up. Nice straight spine. Think that a child could be able to climb up your legs and then slide down your spine smoothly with no bumps or lumps. Great. And let's drop our knees to the floor. Good. Sit back on your heels and just shake out those wrists. Do a couple of circles with fists. Lovely. Okay, great. So now we have to add that into our sequence. So we'll be in Cobra pose. We come out of Cobra into a rough tabletop, into our downward dog, our Adho Mukha Savasana. And then we go back into equestrian pose from a downward dog. So we'll go from here again, just watch. So we'll be in our downward dog. You'll then step forward with the same leg that you used the first time into our equestrian pose. Remember, our chest is up, our head is up. Then you're going to step the feet together, and then we'll go up and we'll finish the sequence. So let's get down into Cobra, so where we finished off from the last video. So we're down in Cobra, so your whole body's on the floor, your elbows are next to your chest, and you're pushing up and out. You're lengthening your spine up and out away from the mat. And then you're pushing back, so really engage these arms. Here we go, push back and up, tummy, tummy, tight tummy. You might have to walk your hands in a bit, that's fine. Tuck your toes and into downward dog. Lovely, send those hips flying up to the sky. Arms straight. And then step forward, right leg. Again, you might have to use your arm or lower both knees to the floor to move your legs, or you can just step that right leg forward. And up, chest and chin up. And then step your feet together. And then we're going to take a deep inhale. You can take your hands to your hips or take your hands above your head. And you can bend your knees or straight and you keep your legs straight. And you're going to swan dive up, all the way up. And then you're going to push your arms down to your side, like your arms are going through treacle. So it's not just plonk, yeah? We're really working every single muscle in our arm to take our hands to our side to find ourselves in our Tadasana, our mountain pose. Okay, we have learned the whole sequence now. That's basically it. Let's go from the very beginning. Okay, here we go. So, feet are slightly apart at the front of your mat. Your joints are stacked on top of each other. We're in our Tadasana, our mountain pose. There's energy going through your arms and everything is sucked to the midline. So everything squeezes to the center of your body. Let's take a couple of deep breaths here. Try and breathe through your nose and out through your nose. Let's take our hands up to Namaskar Mudra. And we inhale and exhale here. Inhale, pose 2. Exhale, pose 3. Step back, right leg, chest, chin up. Plank pose. Hold the breath. Drop the knees, lie down. Exhale. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale through tabletop into downward dog. Inhale. Exhale, step your right foot forward, drop your left knee, chest, chin up. Feet together, your knees can stay bent or stretched. And inhale to come up. Stretch the legs and push, exhale, hands down to the side, going through the treacle. Lovely. Let's do the other side. So we're going to now step back with our left leg each time. Hands into Namaskar Mudra. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, pose 2. Exhale, pose 3. Step back, left leg, chest, chin up. Step back into plank. Hold the breath. Drop the knees, lie down. Cobra, inhale. Exhale into downward dog. Send those hips flying back. Step forward, left leg. Inhale. And feet together, exhale. And arms up. Inhale and exhale, hands down to your side. Lovely. Take your hands to prayer pose. Close your eyes. And take a couple of deep breaths. And come back and join me for video 4. Namaste.